Welcome back, everybody. Time for my week 2 power rankings. Heading into week 2, how do the top 12 teams in the league stack up? That's right, I do just the top 12. Now I may flex, add a couple, maybe even subtract a couple, see how it plays out. Going to talk about the teams that we really care about. I don't care about the Commanders, Panthers, and Giants, where they stack up. Let's talk about the high end teams, the top of the rankings here, the top 12. And what do I have? I have two new teams entering the top 12, so two dropping out. I'm going to start at the top once again. Hey, the Chiefs got it done on Thursday night. Barely. They're my number one team. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. They have perhaps the best quarterback coach combination in the league. They got a good defense. Chris Jones, man, he's a beast. Kansas City Chiefs 1-0, and they remain my number one team. My number two team, I'm giving the 49ers the nod, hopping over the Ravens, even though the Ravens didn't do anything to give up the number two spot. It's more about what the 49ers did. They were very impressive against a good Jets defense, kind of steamrolled them there. For a little bit, I thought maybe the Jets were going to make some noise. Had that one touchdown drive, Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson looking like they're going to make some music together, and they probably will over the rest of the season. But hey, 49ers are a pretty scary team, and that was without Christian McCaffrey. So 49ers are my number two team, and the Ravens just dropped one spot. Hey, when you go on the road against the Super Bowl champions and you play them that closely, almost pull off the upset at the end, got to give it to him. Derrick Henry, not much of a factor yet. And as Coach Harbaugh said, this isn't about giving Derrick Henry 20 or 30 carries. It's about him augmenting this offense, just adding a little bit different, a different threat, a different type of threat to this offense that they really haven't had in the past. So don't sell out on Derrick Henry yet. And my number four team, moving up two spots, the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they are back. Saquon Barkley, man, he has looked really good, just what this offense needed. And this team needed to win badly after the way last year ended. And they fly 5,000 miles and get the win in Brazil over a really good Packers team. So, yeah, Eagles looking like, well, I'm not going to say the class of the NFC East. We'll get that to it in a second. The top two teams there are going to be battling it out all year long. My number five team, I had them actually dropping one spot. The Miami Dolphins, they took care of the Jags. Jags put up quite a fight, though. Dolphins, their offense to me is just insanely good. Not sure if they're a complete team. We'll see, but I dropped them one spot and don't make too much of that. These top, after the top two, I feel really good about the Chiefs, 49ers at the top, and even the Ravens, number three. But 4 through 7 or 8, take your pick. The order is pretty random. But I'm going with the Dolphins at number 5, dropping one spot. Moving up one spot from number 7 to number 6 is the Houston Texans. And that was a really important game that they won in Indianapolis, and the Colts are no pushovers. Those three receivers they have, pretty scary. Texans, I remember they were my choice to go to the Super Bowl this year, to lose to the Rams, of course. So they're my number 6 team. Moving up 3 spots from number 10 to number 7, the Dallas Cowboys. And, I was pretty dismissive of them. I kind of do the reverse thing. A lot of people just jump on the Cowboys bandwagon, whether they deserve it or not, and I kind of go the other way. Just so often end up being disappointed by them, especially at the end of the year and in the playoffs. But they look pretty darn good. Now, again, how much weight do we put on that? Beating the Browns. The Browns might be a bit of a mess, especially on offense, but the Cowboys defense got it done. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb could be making a really big impression on us this year. Still not sold on their running game, but move them up from 10 to 7 and dropping 3 spots. And this is probably where I'm going to get the most pushback. I had the Lions dropping from number 5 to number 8. And really, again, how good is this Rams defense? Well, the Lions made the Rams defense look really good. Rams took them into overtime, a banged up Rams team on the road against a supposedly electric Lions offense. I had people on the YouTube channel saying this is a blowout on paper. Rams got no chance. Well, surprise, surprise, either the Rams defense is actually pretty good or the Lions offense. Maybe some defenses are starting to figure them out. But Lions are going to be okay. I still pick them to win that division. But right now, I don't think they deserve to be higher ranked than the 8th spot based on what happened Sunday night. And my number 9 team dropping one spot from number 8 to number 9, the Green Bay Packers. Tough game, really outplayed the Eagles, in my opinion. Should have won that game with the 2 takeaways early in the game, settling for 6 points and then losing their quarterback. Still a very good football team, but they're going to be shorthanded over the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a tough haul without Jordan Love. My number 10 team, one of the 2 teams, new entries into the top 12, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've been guilty of it, just like a lot of other people, totally ignoring the defending NFC South champions. They put together a nice win. Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm stealing someone else's observation here. How do the fans in Cleveland feel about Baker Mayfield looking like such a good quarterback, and now the Browns are stuck with Deshaun Watson? So you think they'd want Baker Mayfield back at this point? I think they might. And my number 11 team, another new entry, a team that I kind of given up on. I think a lot of people were overrating them. Maybe I was underrating them. The Buffalo Bills at home against the Cardinals. So they made it difficult. It wasn't easy, but Josh Allen, I made the point preseason that without Josh Allen, the Bills would be a mediocre team. But they have Josh Allen. So there you have it. They're my number 11 team. And holding on to the number 12 spot, actually dropped one from 11 to 12, is our Los Angeles Rams. And I don't think I'm being a homer here. Considering what the Rams overcame, they go into Detroit and we're missing 2 starting tackles. They lose a wide receiver, a very good one, Puka. A couple more linemen go down, and they are just scratching and clawing, trying to stay in this game. And they come back and they had 3 or 4 plays that got away from them. If either any of those go the Rams' way, they probably win this game. So really frustrating loss. Understatement for sure if you're a Rams fan anyways, but you got to give this team credit. Now they're a little undermanned, and the Rams and Packers, you got to look at it this way, how much weight do you put on the fact that they've lost key players? And I kind of mix it up. I kind of split the difference. Packers and Rams both right now are not at full strength, but they eventually will be. So keep that in mind. Now I got a few teams in the green room outside looking in. A couple teams lost but showed well. That would be the Jags and the Colts. And, the Chargers look pretty good too. I think they're going to win a different way. They're going to win the Harbaugh way. And that's fine. I think it's going to work for them. They'll be scratching and fighting for a wild card spot in the end, I think. And the Saints, again, how much stock do you put in that win over the Panthers? But let's give them credit. Derek Carr tore them up. The Saints win easily. So I'm going to have them in my green room from now. And there's a few teams that dropped that, they'll probably bounce back. And we'll be talking about them a little bit more. Teams like the Bengals and Jets and the Browns and the Falcons. And maybe we'll hear I need to see a little bit more from the Steelers and the Seahawks. So after that 10, 11, 12 spot, a lot of teams in the mix, but that's how I feel about it right now. My 1 through 12 power rankings heading into week 2 of the 2024 NFL season. Rams bounce back with a win over the Cardinals. They'll hold that 12 spot, maybe even jump up a couple. Out here from Rams Up.